homage to.
Go ahead.
I said we should pay some homage to Chase Edwards as well. I don't think we've had a pod since the last time, unfortunately, he passed. So
Absolutely. Well, welcome back
Chase.
to the RDN Roller Show. As Anth just said, a big loss in the roller world. I think this has been about 3-4 weeks ago. Chase Edwards from San Jose, California, passed away. Unbelievable guy, great talent. Always a just a great kid to talk to in the DMs. Believe I talked to him 2 or 3 times at a couple tournaments. But just a great guy. Can't say enough about him. I know he was big in the gamer world too. Huge gamer,
Yeah, I was just gonna
which
say that. Yeah,
very big gamer. Played Team USA. Played over in Gargs in Europe as well too. Won Palma Pro with that Rink Rat team. But great individual.
yeah. I mean, you saw the outpouring of love from the community. Everyone had everything anyone said about him was positive, great. I had a chance to kind of like get, I'm gonna say close with them, but when we were in Italy, when they won that juniors that year, and I think it was 2018, they all dyed their hair blonde.
What a
Like,
team.
yeah, like that was a sick atmosphere too. I remember we were there with like all the revision guys, and we were watching their game because they ended the day that we pretty much start before we started. Um, so yeah, I mean, we wouldn't be doing the roller committee justice without giving him his flowers there. So, obviously rest easy, kid, and the roller world's gonna miss him.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, we have a lot to catch up on from our last podcast. A lot's happened. We're officially back in the thick of things of roller. We're willing along. What is it? April 22nd. Last one was probably about a month ago, I think, right before we started the Rink Madness. So we haven't had really time to really fully dive into that. We really did kind of a couple breakdowns here and there through Instagram stories. So I think we're gonna dive into that. We're going to get into NCRHA. A lot of feelings about that. A lot of feelings about NCRHA from people. To be honest with you, this is going to be a real podcast from Rob Woods. He's fired up. I'm fired up. It's NHL
You're
playoffs.
always fired
I,
up, baby.
dude, I'm fired up. Okay, there's a lot of talking from a lot of people that do not do anything. All right, they want to talk about NCRHA should do this, should do that. Then why don't you make a team and help it? Why don't you join the league to help it? So Rob Woods is going to go off on this podcast, whether you like it or not. Roller needs it, and we're back. So, um, well, you got something to say, Anth?
No, no, it's just it's because like if you look at the hot take Tuesday, which we'll get into eventually, but like a lot of it's about college roller. So I mean, obviously
Yeah,
this happened last weekend, so it's relevant.
that's a nasty sweater, by the way.
My
That
sister
is
made this.
that is gross.
Flowers are hot right now.
They are hot. They are
Sister
hot.
made this for me, so hooked it up, matches the NCRHA hat. So
Is
I
that low key why Nurk's black and orange?
Kind of like my buddy Sean was like, yo, you should turn the NHL old logo into the NERC logo. So that's what I did. And, obviously that logo was black and orange, but with the Flyers, yeah. So I try to get away from doing all black and orange like all the time for like awards and stuff. But yeah, it's got some
Your
relevance.
men's league jerseys, just kind of
Yeah, well, they were the NHL All-Star
those are
jerseys.
nasty.
Those are kind of nasty too. So yeah, so I mean, NHL playoffs are on their way, so I got to represent Flyers with a big 5-2 win tonight over the Pens. That's always huge for us Philly fans. Apparently, the atmosphere was like insane. I think in game one of the Flyers and Pens, there was like five people kicked out in the first period for fighting.
Dude, how
So,
about Buffalo and
oh,
that Buffalo pregame and Bruins? That was
yeah.
unbelievable. The
Dudes
boys
were
on
on
the
the
wheels.
wheels, dude. The one dude, how he tripped over the other guy's glove. That was
That's so funny. That was perfect. And
so
then the other guy comes from behind and just mollywops the dummy there.
Yeah,
That
the
was
white
awesome.
UFC dummy. I mean, I would say with like Buffalo fans, Philly fans, like we're all pretty crazy. Buffalo fans are definitely up there as craziest
I
fans
mean,
in
you guys got something in the water in Philadelphia, the
water.
tri-states.
The
It's
water,
just the
baby.
water.
The water. But yeah, that was crazy. That Buffalo atmosphere was crazy. So NHL playoffs have been pretty great so far. Your Avs are interesting series for the Avs. Like 2-1, 2-1. Interesting. And the Kings, like, got to give credit to the Kings for like hanging.
Forsberg's playing good in net.
Yeah, he is.
The
He's playing
Kings
well.
really haven't really taken the chances. They kind of just play in solid D,
They
stay on
have to.
attack. You know, I don't know. They just gotta I haven't seen McKinnon playing McKinnon, right? We have a lot of all-stars on our team. Like one player that is played really good is Brock Nelson. I love Brock Nelson's game.
Dude.
Uh
Resurgence.
Nichushkin, Nichushkin and Brock Nelson are just two big boys that I love watching. But, Mac just has to turn it up. He just has to take that next level, you know? And I think maybe game 3 in LA we're gonna see that. Malinsky. Dude, Sam Malinsky, he's the next Makar. He is disgusting, and he's getting in it too. I love it.
He is. He was. They talk about him. You and I both listened to 32 Thoughts a lot, and they were talking about him all year. And obviously, like with the Avs games being kind of later, I don't really watch a ton of them. But obviously, with the playoffs been watching, I'm like that dude motors too.
Did
Like,
you see that game last night when the fans were hitting the back of the LA
and it
Kings
broke.
bench?
That was
It broke.
nuts.
Dude, what
DJ
psychopaths?
King had like pieces of shards of glass like in his neck, and that's a big boy too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Uh, that was like
Uh,
one of the craziest. It was a shorthanded goal it happened after, right? Was that what it was?
I don't think there was a goal that happened at
Okay, I
all.
was I
They
was like
scored.
in and
King
out,
scored
but
late in the scored in the third, and then we scored late in the third, and then we scored in the overtime. So yeah, that was there was no goal. I think it was a penalty that was called.
oh, okay, I gotcha. Yeah, it was like a 20-minute delay. It was like nuts. I kind of was like in and out, falling asleep. But yeah, NHL playoffs have been great. They're always the best. I mean, you're looking at the views from ESPN. They've been posting their numbers. They've been going up, so that's good for the NHL and hockey in general. And I
Yeah,
think
there's
it's just
nothing better. Nothing better.
yeah, and this is like a great season for roller. Like you said, everything's kicking back in. So full swing hockey, baby.
All right, well let's get into it. So, as you guys know, we did the rink madness, which long story short is we just took 64 rinks around the league, copied March Madness, threw them into a bracket. South, what we did Southeast, we did East, we did West, and we did Midwest, and ranked them. A lot went into this. I know we did like a little pre-breakdown pod about it, but had about, I would say, 70, 75 rinks. And really just how to narrow them down. There's some rinks we threw in that were outdoor rinks. There's some rinks that, for example, the Hendersonville rink. A lot of people had feelings about that. Try running attorney there. Try running attorney there. It's like, dude, when you look at that picture, who wouldn't want to play there, right?
Yeah,
So that's a rink where obviously we're going to throw in there, but obviously not a traditional indoor rink. So that was, I mean, I think picking them and ranking them like just between me and you of like 1 through 5, that was the funnest.
yeah.
You know,
And everyone's gonna have opinions about it. And obviously, there's ranks that weren't on there. Like, there's just no great way to do it. And even some like you got to throw some of those Canadian rinks in these different regions, just because Canadian roller, like especially at this time of year, you see a lot of those rinks like melting their ice and putting roller in. So like you got to give like Canada some rinks in that mix as well.
absolutely.
And
I
it's
mean,
so hard to get
personally,
rinks.
I'm
Like,
just, I'm gonna say it right now. I think if you're talking quality of rink versus rink, showers, indoor, just overall facilities, I think that Alberta rink takes down Irvine hands down, 16 versus 1, right?
yeah, 100%. Like, and that
But
looks sick. Like in the ESPN broadcast last year, like it's a sweet spot. Like,
but in roller we do have this like you have to play at Irvine. That's the thing, right? So anybody sees that, they're like, "Oh, it's the sick, it's the best." It's like, hey,
yeah.
I don't disagree. I love Irvine, and to be honest, probably one of the best staffs in the league. I mean, their
Oh,
staffs are on it. I
dialed.
dialed in, and they love the game. Shout out to Jared Nelson too, absolute beauty. But there's just like they're just dialed in. You know what I mean? So yeah,
Yeah, I mean, everyone's first experience at Irvine too, when you get there, like, and the vibe, like, because when the tournaments are there, like, there's people all over the place and like kids skating around, the turf in the back where everyone's airing out their equipment. It's got like these certain things that even
it's
though
just like what a roller tournament should be.
yeah, like the bathrooms aren't ideal. Everyone gets that. Parking's not ideal. Everyone gets that. But once you're inside that facility, like there is a certain vibe about it. And like
It's hard to
even
match.
Yeah, like at NARS, they've had the beer garden. The beer garden's a great ad. They have the little taco stand. The taco stand's, is unbelievable too. Like, and that's like rink tacos, right? Like, and they're still really freaking good. Like,
Yeah.
so, obviously there's give and take and trade off with a lot of these things, right? And if you even look at the championship, right, a rink on the East Coast that probably not a lot of people have played at, Great
Yeah.
American.
Well, let's get into it. Let's go into
Yeah,
the Final Four.
let's do it.
Yeah, like you were saying. So, in our Final Four, and personally, I think we can give our own opinions on who we think should have won this. But in the Final Four, you had representing the West, no surprise, which is the Rinks of Irvine, like we were just discussing.
Yep.
They took out the Plex in San Jose. It's
Which
hard,
I thought that was going to maybe be an upset, to be honest with
and
you.
I think once San Jose adds that third rink, it's going to be an upset. And I
Yeah.
have something to tell you guys. Actually, I can't break the rumor, but it pertains to Irvine and a third rink. Anyways, we'll move
Oh
on.
yeah.
So, Midwest, representing Midwest, which would be the Pepsi Roller Sports Arena, best rink in the nation, hands down, should have won. They took down Big Boy Arena. On the other side of the Final Four, representing East, Great American Center, which Anth was about to get into, which I'll let him.
Yep.
And representing the Southeast was Hendersonville, the outdoor rink that Wish Cup notoriously has been at. So, without further ado, Anth, take it away what you're talking about the Great American Center.
Yeah, it's a Great American Center. I think, well, one, they have a great community. So like when they come down for Winter Wars East, they're bringing a lot of teams, right? So they have a really strong roller hockey community. The guy Chris who runs it, very engaged in his rank and very and cares a lot about it. Like super clean facility. It's got a bar upstairs, which is great for the parents and players alike. And they have other sports there too. So, obviously this him being a rink owner, he was promoting it to his other avenues, which as you should, right? Just like I was with my rink, and the gym that we have, attached to it. So, but it's a really sweet facility. It's not the biggest rink. It's a smaller rink, but brand new steel mat floor, showers, locker rooms, bar, good parking. It does host like smaller events too, so it does have that ability to host like a regional type thing. So tours goes there, State Wars does fall invitational there. So it does have like a little bit of everything. And I think that's why it kind of made it out of the East is because they're literally like it's just a great facility and the guy really does care about it. So yeah, it's a sweet rink. Like I haven't been there since they got their new floor, but when I
And it
played
used to be called Tab Ramos,
yeah,
right?
Cabrinos. Yeah, that's what everyone probably knows it as, who hasn't been there in a while. But yeah, like I've talked to the guy Chris, like we share ideas and stuff all the time. Like he's just super engaged in it. Which is part of it, right? Having someone who runs it. We talked about the Rinks of Irvine. They have great people who run it. They like follow our account and everything. Like they're engaged in the community. And that's probably why they probably made it out of the West too. They have a really strong community. A lot of people play there, tons of men's teams, youth teams, the whole nine. So, yeah, but Great American, it rightfully deserved to probably make it, in that Final Four, and then eventually,
No, absolutely. And I think, like you said, a lot of this has to do with the community. Build your community, right? And that's what Roller's about as well, too. And that's what they did to their. I mean, they took it to their advantage, and that's a big reason why they won. They took down Irvine in the finals. Personally, you can go first. We already know my opinion. I'm very biased towards everything, so
with the Pepsi Center.
yeah, I'm very biased just because that rink has everything. I mean. Once you go play there, you're like, okay, you got NHL size rink, steel mat, unbelievable locker rooms, stalls, bar, stadium seating, best live streaming. You hit every single nail on the head except for two rinks. So it's the best all around one rink facility. Does it have the community? It does. I think it does. But does it have the Great American Center community? I don't think it does. So
Yeah.
just two different worlds, right? And yeah, I think that rink, and that's my backyard when I lived in Colorado.
Yeah.
That and Parker Fieldhouse. I think Parker Fieldhouse is just as good, if not better, right?
Yeah.
Love that rink. So it comes down to your community, to be honest with you, at the end of the day.
Yeah. And Pepsi Center, I've never been there actually. But you could just tell, like, even when Pi does their broadcast, like that, where they have their broadcast set up, it's the perfect like shot at the rink. They got this sweet like TV or big ass TV that they have behind the benches, which is the scoreboard as well. So like it's I mean I would say without even being there, I would say that's got to be the best like overall facility in the country for sure. So
Got the legend CJ Yoder running it, so that always
got the
helps,
goat,
right?
got the goat.
Goats got that. So, but yeah, and it comes down to community at the end of the day. Irvine has a very, very strong, big community, and so does the Great American Center. And yeah, looks like Great American Center from New Jersey took down this one. So
And didn't
next,
they made their own banner before
they
before you
made their own banner before we
before you
could even
even got
send them
one
a
up there.
banner.
Like that's great.
Yeah.
Like
Uh,
that's
but yeah, we're gonna be
unbelievable.
sending them a banner. We have the design made. I think I'm just waiting for their logo. I messaged
Yeah.
him. I'll have to hit him back up again. But great guy. And hey, maybe this is the beginning of the RDN tournaments.
Yeah.
One rink facilities, right?
You
Help
go.
help
Oh,
roller grow.
yeah, the Help Roller Grow 20 series. I like that.
I
So
mean, that's not what I was going for, but yeah, like
that's like Unify Iconics Black Ice,
yeah,
Pomelo, the Golden Knights. We'll
yeah.
just be the
You know
same.
what we're gonna be called? We're gonna be called the State Wars Narch Tours Hockey Tournament Series.
It's a conglomerate of
I already see Tim and Greg giving us a text right now and Darren. So, all right. Sorry, boys.
Yes.
Anyways, let's move on to NCRHA. All right.
All right, let's be
NCRHA finals or collegiate college finals happened over the weekend or week, whatever you want to call it. Happened in the middle of the week of last week.
they always do
Springfield,
that, right?
Missouri at Bright Speed Ice Park. Never been there. But to be honest, I talked to Kevin Smith. Got a little insider report from Kevin Smith working there for NCRHA. Great guy. Love the guy.
Yeah.
Very in tune to the game when he's there. And he did a great job on the commentary and color. But from what I heard, that rink was a very nice rink. Had no problems with the, ice or the ice underneath it. They melted it all the way. To be honest, looked beautiful. Championship game. Stands were full, were packed, right in Lindenwood's backyard.
Yeah, well, you figured it was going to be packed for that. It looked like they had like mini stadium seating too,
Yeah.
which is always cool for the atmosphere. Yeah, obviously with it being in Lindenwood's backyard, they're gonna pack the house and have a good showing there. But we talked about it in previous pods. Like college is the one thing where I think even as like young adults, 18 through 24, or if you're a couple players, maybe older, but they always seem like to bring
They're probably
parents.
going to start chirping. I guess I don't think it is. I think it's about 3 hours away. It's still in their backyard.
Yeah, it's in the state, right? But regardless, it seems like a lot of parents go and watch that event as well. So they'll travel out and watch their, son or daughter playing it. So pretty cool that it's got that like almost like when you're a kid and your parents are at your tournament games. So there's probably a little extra on the line for that, like, trying to play for the people who brought you up in the sport, driving you to practices and things like that. So college always has that atmosphere there.
No, absolutely. Hey, first still Matt rink in Minnesota.
Minnesota, yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I thought it was.
Which is super cool for Minnesota roller, which is really, really cool.
Yeah,
Damn,
it's
that rink looks sick.
yeah,
Anyways,
huge.
no, the NCRHA, they draw a different fan base. And it's not a typical Narch State Wars Tours fan base. It's more of your, I'm not gonna like club hockey, but it's not like your average player that's gonna go to Narch or State Wars, right?
Yeah,
It's the kind of people that, hey, we're here, but then the parents show up and everything. So it definitely has a different vibe to it and a different, fan base that goes a lot heavy parent centric, I would say.
for sure. Yeah, and that's cool. Like it's cool that people are still supporting their son or daughter, and
Well, it's cool too because okay, check this out. GCU does a great job. Lindenwood does a great job. Every school that has two teams there, they can, stay and they support. When you see that Lindenwood game going on versus GCU in the D1 Premier Finals and the AA Finals, both teams are there. They're cheering them on. You know what I mean? So that's super cool to see. But it gives you more of a true college school pride, environment, which you love to see. So,
yeah,
well, let's get into it. Okay. So
yeah,
this year at the NCRHA Finals, one of the big hot takes that we've had that has came up, and I think right when it started, people noticed that there was two D1 divisions. Yeah, D1, and then you also had D1 Premier. D1 Premier being the, I guess you could just say the better of the two, right? Which had three schools in it. It had GCU, Arizona State, and Lindenwood. And the other one in Division One, you went and had, I believe there were six schools, seven schools.
Hmm.
Arizona, Boston University, Newman, Quinnipiac, Cal State Fullerton, Farmingdale, and Slippery Rock. Okay. So you divided the two, obviously probably could have had 10, and went with top three, stayed there, and then the other seven stayed there. Right off the bat, when I see this, I'm like, why are you splitting up the D1 divisions? Right?
Yeah.
You want to have it more fair, you want to have it across the board a little more even, right? So
I,
I mean, what's your thoughts on this?
I
Switching
mean,
the D1 divisions.
like I'm looking at just like even some of the scores, but like even some of the scores, like I'll say this in the D1 Premier, a lot of the scores are pretty tight and pretty close. You're talking 1, 2 goal games, but even in that like lower bracket, like there's like blowouts. So I feel like the split like was in the wrong place. Like I feel like there should have been at least four teams. And if you're gonna split it, like there should be four teams in that D1 Premier. Like how do you do a three-team kind of division? I just doesn't make sense to me. Like, and you're talking like these teams all play each like I don't know. It just doesn't really make
It
sense
doesn't
the
make
way it's
sense.
done.
And then the
Yeah,
rebuttal I keep hearing in the hot takes and people in in messaging is like, well, nobody wanted to go or we wouldn't gone. So
yeah.
you're telling me, like, we all play hockey, right? I don't know if we live in a soft environment. Like, I do not know where we grew
I
up.
mean, that's
Yeah, I don't
not true. Like,
know, honestly. But it's like, I get these messages like, well, there, we would have went if they weren't there. You would have went if Lindenwood wasn't playing. So you're telling me you don't want to play the best of the best. Like, what a joke of an excuse of those things are. Of like, oh yeah, we're not gonna go because they're playing. Like,
and,
dude,
and is
that is
that like
if I heard that, I would laugh in their face. And maybe I'm wrong. You guys can tell me you are completely wrong. That's okay. We might disagree on competition and why we play the game because you might just play the game to have fun. Some people play the game to win, right? But when you're going and you're representing your school, you're going to a collegiate finals and you get
national?
a nationals
Yeah.
and you get a bid and you say, well, we're not going to go because they're in that division. What world do we live in?
Yeah. Like that and like whose decision was it? Was that like NCRHA getting like kickback from the teams? Like, oh, we don't want to play those two teams? Or
Because
like
I personally think you throw all 10 teams in there. Like, look at this. Arizona beat Farmingdale 15-2.
that's what I mean. There was blowouts
We're
in like
they're beating these teams. Like, what are we doing?
yeah,
Leave it, leave the top four, five, whatever, right? Put them in pools and then do a bracket like the other rankings. I mean, the other
divisions.
divisions,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
agreed.
So it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me that you do D1 Premier, three teams, D1, seven teams. Then you got Arizona shit kicking these teams. Obviously, Boston University won. Shout out
Yeah,
to Boston University.
yeah,
But then it just creates this whole divide of like, who's the D1 champion?
yeah, exactly. And like yeah, like you said, there's a couple blowouts in there. So like it seems like, you probably if you're gonna do this, just do the big bracket and then split it, or something like that. Like, we're having a relegation system before, like year to year, that's rolling year to year. I don't know,
Why
but
is there two D1 divisions in college hockey?
yeah, it just doesn't make a whole lot
That's
of sense.
just like NCRHA Pro 1 and 2.
Yeah. Like having like like a tier two. Yeah. Like
It's men's platinum.
yeah, it's men's flat. Like it just making a
So
different
what?
division.
Like I'm sorry, and I'm being real, and I know like oh like you're an idiot. Cool, I get it. Like we have a podcast. We're supposed to talk about roller. That's what I'm doing here. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't make sense to have two D1 divisions. It makes sense to have one D1 division and earn it and win it. That's part of hockey. I'm sorry. If we live in a soft environment where you guys don't want to go to tournaments because of teams there, why do you play the sport and why do we play the sport then, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like it's just a
So
competitive thing too. Like
I'm
why
just yeah. It
Yeah.
doesn't make sense. So, anyways, shout out to D1 Premier Division. We're gonna go over that first. Lindenwood won that over GCU in the championship, which was a great game. That was a great D1 championship game. Um, you got Nick Del Morte still playing. You love to see it. Cop by day, roller player by night. Got Aiden Schwett still out there too somehow. He said, "Holy shit, Delamorte's on the rink." Took the PJ from Arizona and was like, "I'm here, baby. I'm ready to play."
You always
Yeah,
hear about guys taking like a victory lap year, that extra year of college. These guys are taking like if they got to be on their second or third, they're running a victory mile. So they're
yeah.
doing 4 laps around the track somehow. Uh,
So shout
what are
out
the
to
rules
them.
around that? Like just making shit up now, dude. It's just like Pi just making up rules, right? Just
Just
so
do what you want.
everyone can fit it. Della was a little bit worried when we did Hot Take Tuesday because he thought he was just gonna get ripped on it.
Della
So
didn't get ripped once,
not
dude.
once. Yeah, I think he was a little bit worried though. So
Nah, you know what? I love Nick Delamarte. I think one of the interviews we did with him when he was going to Lindenwood,
right.
and he
Yeah.
was in his kitchen, and we all kind of thought Della was
Oh my
this.
God. I
You
was
remember
thinking
I thought Della was this party guy, go getter,
with all protein.
Wearing the Duke jersey, cut off sleeves. And this dude couldn't be more of a, straight head, like, nah, I got a gallon water bottle here and I just did my fifth workout of the day.
And like you look at kids in college, they always have like in their kitchen all the like vodka bottles,
He had
like on the
protein.
yeah, and he had just protein, like empty protein things, like it was some sort of like Stanley Cup.
That was unbelievable. But
Like,
no,
yeah,
I do like Delamarte. Just
yeah, obviously that was the man. Like
got to
he's
give him some crap.
yeah,
Let's talk real though. Lindenwood. I'll be completely honest with you. I did not know who Brett Lloyd was, the goaltender for Lindenwood.
yeah,
I knew who Jaden Clark was.
yep,
Jaden Clark's an absolute stud freshman. Lindenwood is very notorious for doing a split goalies. I know they've done that a lot. Brett Lloyd made an unbelievable save in that championship game where I
oh
think it
yeah,
hit off his glove.
yeah,
I mean, this kid played unbelievable. I was like, who is he? Got to look him up. Looks like he's was like a double A player for their team last year, and now he's the D1 goaltender this year. I could be completely wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's the same player. And he played absolutely out of his mind all tournament. So I just want to give a huge shout out to, somebody that might not get the shine always, but he
yeah,
played unbelievable. Landon Cooker's another player that played really good as well too for Lindenwood. Him and his brother were on that D1 team, so they're two great players. But Lindenwood, GCU, what a great D1 Premier final.
yeah. He had and the goalie had nasty setup as well, by the way. Linwood
Yeah, the
goalie,
all gold.
nasty setup. Oh man, nasty setup. That's like NHL quality setup. I
Yeah,
gotta
absolutely.
say, those pads were nasty. And I think that's a big part of the game, man. You gotta have a good style. Look good, feel good, play good.
Of course, bro. Of course. All right, let's move on to Division One finals now. All right. D1 final was an absolute barn burner. Went into OT. Jack Perry, goalie for Boston University, kid's a stud.
Yeah,
I think I was
played him a
telling
couple of
Kevin
weeks
Smith,
ago.
he
Yeah,
really the last 2 years has just came out and absolute crushed it. Just playing really good at the summer tournaments, just getting more playing time in the pro series, and just in his age group. It helps so much, especially when you translate to college hockey. You see all that confidence in the world too when you go and approach these games. So Arizona and Boston played earlier in the round robin, and I believe Arizona beat them, what was it, 6-4? And then in the championship game,
yep.
yeah,
Tight one, 2-1.
what was that?
2-1 in the champ, right?
Yep, 2-1 and overtime too. Boston University ended up taking that, which the Arizona team's a very good team. They were, I mean, blanking teams 15-2, and somehow we're in the premier playoffs. So
It's Jack Perry though, going back to him real quick, had a nasty save where he went like post to post, so in OT. So he gets like we said, he's a stud. We played him a couple weeks ago. He played for Black Ops 2.0. and he was making crazy saves like that all game. So
He
uh,
loves to play that sprawl, dude. He sprawls so far
very
across the
athletic.
net,
He
very
reminds me of like
athletic.
Jonathan Quick, like like
Yeah, quickie.
just making saves however he needs it. And Jonathan Quick retired, so you know, pay a little homage to him as well. I mean, good game though. Boston University. I remember reffing college a couple years ago. They were like in D3. So the fact that they've made their way up to D1, it's good to see for that program. They like practice on like a basketball court, so like they're really committed. Yeah, but they were a team that 3 years ago, when Miranda, she was playing for them as well. They were like in the third division or fourth division. So got to
Yeah.
give them credit too for building the program. It sounds like, and they got, again, they do like the Instagram and all that stuff. So good to see like some more teams
Pretty
like
sure they
that.
practice in their gym.
Yeah, it's like a basketball court. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a gym basketball court. And I think it has sport court though. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So, but it's funny, you just see like two nets and like there's like four basketball courts or whatever, and there's just like two nets in on the rink. So no boards or anything. So maybe there's something to it. I don't know. But yeah, but OT win for them. So yeah, so I guess congrats. Pretty much it.
Moving on to D2, we had Stony Brook taking down Endicott. Endicott was on a run too. Endicott had a run, and they got taken down by a hot Stony Brook team, 7-3 in the championship game. And let me just go over some of the stats here in that championship game for Stony Brook. Stony Brook, first star of the game, Michael Rocco with 2 goals, 1 assist. And then second star of the game was Matthew Barnes with 1 goal and 1 assist. Stony Brook, I mean, to be honest, I don't know a lot of these players on this team. I don't know a lot of the players on IndyCar either. Um, but the live stream, they're nasty. They played very well as a team,
Yeah.
and they could dance. So Stony Brook, can't say much more about them. Just don't know much about them, but they're nasty to watch.
From I've refed both of these when I was doing college refing. I always thought, and again, we're talking a couple years ago, so I don't even know if any of these guys are on Endicott, but they were like a team where I was always like, how are these guys in at the time it would have been D3? I'm like, these guys are good. Like a lot of them were guys who played like pretty decent level of ice hockey and are doing the roller thing because they have a decent ice hockey program as well. But they were always a really strong team. They were kind of psychos, to be honest with you, like on the rank. But I always thought that they should be in a higher division. Obviously, they're in this D2 division. Then Stony Brook, I've ref them a bunch too. Always a strong program. It was more so just like year to year. Some years they were really good. Some years they were really bad. But they've always had teams in, which is what you want, right? Just at least consistency out of your program. So whoever's kind of steering the ship there obviously brought them back to a national championship. So I know they had a couple rough years, like when I was reffing a few years back. So good to see them back into the mix and D2 national champions in a non-split division.
There you go. There you go. All right, moving on to D3 championship, you had Purdue and Florida Gulf Coast. Purdue, arguably one of the best Instagram slash jerseys in the game. The
Yeah,
boys are diabolical. They're not like the GCU. They're not like the Lindenwood. They're Purdue. And these boys, they just make great content. I personally think they have one of the best college accounts in roller. It's funny, it's hilarious. They're the first people to take their trophy back onto campus, taking those pictures, middle of the street, all over. You win a championship, you're right in the university, 2 a.m., taking pictures with your national championship trophy in the middle
pretty
of the
much
road.
it.
But have you seen their jerseys? It's like the Boilermakers
Yeah,
overalls.
I was wondering what the heck
Yeah, so like,
that
they
was. I
wear
know
that
they're
during
like, oh
college
yeah,
basketball games as well. But
okay,
yeah,
I
it's a
got you. It's like the
Boilermaker.
pinstripe. Yeah, yeah.
They're
They're made by
nasty.
Fusion, made by
Yeah.
my boy at the rink, Fusion.
You,
So
come
he
on, man.
designed those. Yeah, they're pretty sick. Yeah, I'm looking at them now. Now I can actually tell what they are now that you say it. They're actually
So
are nasty.
I gotta chirp NCRHA again. I'm sorry, Coggin. I'm sorry, boys. I just gotta do it. But let me just read the 3 stars of this Purdue game. Okay.
I
Purdue,
was just gonna say
let
this.
let me read the 3 stars of the Purdue game. We gotta do better, guys. This is the NCRHA Collegiate Finals. Boys work very hard for this. All right. And
Yeah.
they look at stats and they look at this stuff. So Purdue ended up winning 4-1. And on Purdue's team, they had Austin Rollins with 3 goals, 1 assist.
Yep.
And then you had Oliver No with 1 goal. And then you had Quinn Knutson with 2 assists. Okay. Pretty good stats, right?
Yeah.
First star of the game was none other than Benny Russo. And I'm sorry, Benny, goaltender for Florida Gulf Coast with a 11 saves and 733 save percentage.
73, yeah, 73%.
Yeah,
That,
73%
that's a
save
that's a C
percentage.
that's a C minus.
C minus, but he got the first star.
I
Benny,
was
I am
looking
not
at
chirping
that.
you. Benny, I like you,
No,
okay? Not
it ain't your
chirping
fault,
you.
Benny.
But how is Austin Rollins not the first star of the game?
I want to give maybe them. I actually don't think it would be this, but like maybe this is something with their scoring system on their website that automatically ranks it. I don't know if it's personally made, but like unless this dude had 15 grade A's and he stopped 11 of them, I just don't understand it. Like even if you're gonna give him a star, give him the third star, right? Like how do you not give the guy who had 4 points in the game the first star?
But the other goalie had 10 saves and 1 goal against. Like
He's
he
got
was
to be wrong.
better.
Like, these got to, yeah, well, these got to be wrong, right? Like these
Yeah, this is
10 and
wrong.
11, like 15 and what, 11 shots? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
And Austin had a shorthanded goal in the second period. Like I just I'm
He had 4 points. Like, he had a point
yeah,
on
he had
every
four
goal. Like,
points.
he had 3 goals and he had the apple on the other goal from Noah. So, like, I don't know, man. That's just banana land. But
Banana land
yeah,
sandwich. So let's move
banana
on to
sandwich.
double A.
Move on to double A.
We got deja vu again here. We got Lindenwood University playing GCU in the double A finals. And to be honest, I've had so many people try to explain this to me, and I see it still does not make sense. You guys and the NCRHA and college hockey people, the divisions out of this fucking world. None of you guys make any sense the way you guys explain this. So double A. Don't know what division this is, but it's double A. I guess not good enough for D2, D3. I don't know what division this is, but it's double A.
Yeah.
With a lot of these teams that have D1 teams, correct?
Yeah. I mean,
So why
Boston,
wouldn't these
Wood,
teams
yeah.
be D2 teams instead of double A?
Yeah, again, you're looking at a number, or again, it's a three. Well, they have 4 teams. Okay, so Arizona, Arizona State, GCU, and Lindenwood, and
It's
then
the top teams in D1 that are in double A.
yeah,
And
I
this is where I was told people did not want to go, and Boston, that did not want to go because Lindenwood was in it. So it's like, first, I don't know what double A is. I think double A should be eliminated from Rob Woods' perspective, and it should
yeah,
just be those should move up and play D2. We should
yeah,
stop making so many divisions, honestly, and it should just be D1, D2, based off your school's, size, all that. We have
yeah,
too many divisions that make zero sense, right?
yeah. It doesn't. I don't think we had a double A over here from when I at least what
I
I
think it was
remember.
like it wasn't junior college, but anyways.
Yeah,
So this Lindenwood team that's double A, these GCU team that's double A, very talented teams, very good. They could easily, probably, and arguably beat maybe those D1 teams and those D2 teams, right?
yeah,
So why are they not in that division? Why are they in this specialized double A division? I mean, I just think that, right? Like,
yeah. I again, I want to give them like some
I'm
leeway.
trying to give them a benefit of doubt of trying to make it
Yeah,
make sense.
yeah, like make it make sense. As everyone says, make it
They're
make
gonna be like, well, yeah, these are the schools that like this, dude. No, it should be D2. It's D1, D2, D3. Like, what are we doing?
like it would just make the other divisions better.
It
Like if you
would.
had them in like the D1 or D2, like it would just make those divisions better.
And honestly, why not? Someone made a good point in the hot take. Why not have two D1 Lindenwood teams if you have the talent, black and gold? Why not two GCU teams, purple and white, if you have the talent?
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean,
I get it. You don't want an all Lindenwood final. You don't want an
yeah,
all GCU final.
I get that,
I
but
get that. Anyways, I'm playing devil's advocate. Somebody's got to
Like
ask
it
these
would
tough
be nice to
questions.
see those teams play some of these like D1, D2 teams and just see
I
how
mean,
they
these this Linwood team has very talented players. These GCU team has very talented players that play summer hockey. All these guys play summer hockey. They
yeah,
all go to these schools to play on that D1 team. So why not give them that, jump to D1, D2? Why are we going to double A?
I
Double
got
A
you.
doesn't exist in any other sport in any NCAA. That's not even a division in NCAA. Why is it in roller hockey?
Yeah, and especially with like how the like
Like
how the
Connor Huff is a great goaltender for Lindenwood. Like, why is it a double A and not D2?
I don't know, maybe we should maybe there needs to be some sort of collection cup, where these we take the champions and kind of see how they do against each other. I mean, again, like I'm not watching college roller every weekend. No one's like at every college roller event. So like
We're just asking questions.
is like Boston that much better than Lindenwood's double A team? I have no clue. But like
Exactly, are
I
they?
would assume Lindenwood's double A team would give Boston a game or vice versa. Like I can't imagine there gonna be blowouts either way.
And I'm
So
sure Boston could give the D1 team a run too. Like, we want to know these
100%.
questions, right?
Yeah.
Because double
Uh,
A team has to play the D1 team all the time in practices and scrimmages.
Yeah, exactly. So they got to be able to, and that Lindenwood program, like they practice, same with GCU, they practice. Like these teams have to be dialed enough to be playing up in those divisions. But
Well, yeah, we'll probably get called idiots. Oh, you don't know. It's like,
yeah,
well,
someone go ahead, call us out. Like if we're wrong, like call us out. But I feel like most people from just like looking at the hot takes, like most people agree.
yeah.
So
And I guess leading into hot takes, something that I want to talk about is, um, you know, a lot of people in the hot takes, and this is what we're going to talk about now, is they complain about Lindenwood specifically because they recruit and they give scholarships. Let me give you a little history, okay? I might be wrong. I can be right. But generally, when you do something and you put in the work at a certain place and it rewards and it shows,
agreed.
wow, this hockey program is bringing over 50 kids each year. Wow. Since 99, 2000, every year from all over the country, from all over the world, players from Colombia, players from everywhere want to come here. Wow. You guys have host tournaments in St. Louis, and these players college visit our campus. For the last 25, 26 years, you've been doing this. Of course, we're going to set a program up to do a scholarship. Of course, we're
Right.
going to help you out. So, my question is to everyone else complaining, why aren't you doing that at your college? Why don't you start the foundation? Oh, it's too hard. You don't think it was too hard when, I know Ron Bilstein was the heart of it. I know Hilke's been there for a long time, but
Yeah.
you don't think that it was hard when no one else was doing it in 99
Yeah.
and there was no like light at the end of the tunnel? 25, 26 years later now, 27 years later, it's like, oh, okay, it's kind of paid off because now players that want to play roller hockey now can get a scholarship. So why don't you do that at your school? Why don't you create that opportunity? It's not going to happen overnight, 2, 3, 4 years. You got to give credit where credit's due. No one
Yeah.
else has
Why is
done
that
it,
a bad thing?
but no one else has done it other than Aiden Schwetz too. So
I was
Aiden
just gonna say,
Schwetz
yeah, like
went
he's
out of
done it.
his way, as much shit as he gets. Couldn't whatever say whatever you want. Maybe he could. Maybe he couldn't make D1 for Lindenwood. Created a college or created a team at a college. Played D1, won a national championship, and it has two to three different teams competing there. I don't know if they give scholarships. I think they do something, but he now has built something to rival Lindenwood. Why are you people complaining about all this not doing that?
Yeah, like he
Do it.
literally started a program from the ground up. Like they did not have a program. He brought it there, brought some people that are very involved, very engaged, very committed, very passionate, I guess is the overall kind of consensus of that for the sport. And now they're competing within the first couple of years of existence. So I just talked about Boston, right? They were a team that's starting to really take it seriously and get guys in a great hockey state, right? In Massachusetts, like that's a great hockey state. Guys, it's not a huge roller state actually. Like not a ton of the guys play there, but they're getting guys to convert over to roller, and the guys who play and girls who play love it. So there's obviously something that everyone's grabbing onto when we talk about the community all the time and how the roller tournaments are just a little different. So there's obviously like a great community behind it. And once people play it, they fall in love with it. So if you're a school that has been struggling, there's obviously light at the end of the tunnel. Like you
Dude,
should
and
do this.
like
If
you're
you put
telling
the work
me,
in.
like, let's just put this in perspective, okay? You're telling me that, and I think Lindenwood's a phenomenal place to go. You have so much roller in St. Louis you can go play during the week with rec
Agreed.
leagues and stuff like that. It's
Agreed.
awesome, right? You got a lot of people around you that want to play roller hockey that are, pushing each other. You have opportunity to play roller with summer teams because you're meeting some other people. But we're talking about St. Louis, Missouri. We ain't talking about like Phoenix, California.
Tampa. Yeah.
We're not talking like, oh my God, it's Lindenwood. Dude, you're talking about St. Louis, Missouri.
Yeah. How you just said like that. Yeah.
Bro, like that's like, all right, hey, you want to come to El Paso? Like, dude, we're not talking about Irvine, California. And you
Yeah.
guys over here crying like, oh, we can't compete with Lindenwood. Dude, it's St. Louis, Missouri. I love St. Louis, don't get me wrong. But
Yeah.
you're acting like this is the Palms. You're acting like this is Cabo. Like, build the fucking organization, put the work in and do it.
It's
And stop crying.
you hit the nail on the head. You have to put the work in, and too many people in the sport want all of the like glory and want all the flowers, but they don't put the work in.
I think I'm gonna read some hot takes from these people now.
Yeah,
Rob's
good.
upset. All right,
I
let's
was
let's just
upset.
let's just get this going here, okay?
And
Um,
before you hop in there, like it also is recruiting too, like going to
yeah.
tournaments, being involved in the tournaments, finding kids who are on that brink of high school into college, or maybe they're already in college and they don't have like finding those kids, talking to those kids and talking about what they want, right? Like, okay, I want to go to school still and I still want to continue to play hockey at, a high level and a
I'm just
competitive.
gonna take a random school for example, and Florida Gulf Coast, dude. What a beautiful
Yeah,
school.
tell me I want to live
Championship.
there. Like, come on now.
Yeah. Dude, if Florida Gulf Coast, like imagine if you built a program where you can go like right? Not that. So anyways, people are probably like, Rob, shut the fuck up, or like, yeah, I can't wait.
You can rant. You can rant, dude.
Someone's probably like, I can't wait to
I'm
hear
here
what the
for it.
fucking next thing this guy is gonna say. He's a psychopath. All right, I'm gonna read the hot takes, and we're just gonna go off on hot takes, okay? So we got one that says Roller Mom and the Troll need a life. Absolutely. Those two are the big losers I've ever heard in my life, and that's the last thing I'll ever say about those
Get
two
a life.
absolute losers. And if you follow, like, and support any of those, loser. Massive dookie loser. Hey, you're a loser.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on. Need more tournaments. Buddy, there's been more tournaments than there's ever been right now in the last 5 to 6 years. Black Ice versus Car Shield in all the major pro finals. You know what? These are like people that like just don't like. I get it, like that's what you're gonna think, but like that's the dumbest hot take I've ever
Yeah.
heard.
Yeah. One of the best pro finals last year was State Wars, Black Ice versus Palma. Um, so
Palma on the
on the
decline.
decline.
Palma on the decline without Eton. Yeah, because Travis No, John, Junior Cadiz,
Scotty
Kyle
Savage.
Mayhew. Come on,
Yeah, like they're not on the decline. Like, and they're an organization that if they want someone, they could get that person. So that's just false.
Wish Cup indoors won't have the same charm. People need to accept the risk of outdoors. You know, I agree the charm because it's a great rink and it's a nice place.
Yeah.
I love when people knock on things that they've never even seen come to conception yet. It's going to be indoor and it's going to be at a very nice ice rink. I think it's going to be sick. It might not have the same vibe. It's going to be a pretty nice facility with no delays. So you got to love that.
Yeah. I mean, there at some point, if you're running a tournament, you have to just be like, we have to do what's right for the players, right? Like we signed up for a fall invitational that was going to be in Hendersonville, and like it got completely canceled because there was like tornadoes. Like that sucked. Like a bunch of guys
Yeah.
like booked flights
I
and
was
shit.
there. I was in the middle of the tornado and I was
Yeah,
downtown.
well, that was the first year. It happened again last year too.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, going to make my debut in net for the boys, but didn't get the chance to do that. So I'm still looking, still looking.
He,
One thing that I saw
yeah.
um, that I was like, I think would be a good kind of conversation was that um, winning tours is harder than winning NARCH Pro in the summers.
I think one person made a very good point is if you're playing when you play your playoff game at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. and then you got to play your semifinal at 10 a.m. and then 2 p.m., that's a very hard thing to do.
That makes it harder.
That
Yeah,
makes it very
where
hard
I was
to
going with
win.
it. Yeah. Well, that makes it harder. The schedule makes it harder. Like
Yeah.
last year
I
with the
mean,
Wings,
you
we
have
were
to play
playing,
3 games in 12 hours with
dude,
8 hours of sleep from the past day.
yeah, it was like crazy. Like last year, I think we got out of the rink. And it was funny because there was a few refs, and I'm not gonna like call them out, but there's a few refs still in the lot. But like you walked outside and you would have thought you're in The Walking Dead. That's like how late it was, right? Like there wasn't a soul in sight. Like you walked down, we're like, what the and like not only that, and this is maybe like first world problems, but like trying to get your equipment dry like in a 6 hour window when it's like hot and humid outside, like you can't do it. Like it just sucks in
Hey,
general.
you got to remember, this is pro too. This
Yeah.
isn't, we're not talking like 18
Yeah.
men. We're talking, this is the one tournament you throw through the whole year. Tours Pro Finals or whatever series. It's the one, hey, one time a year. We're not talking 8 times,
Yeah.
5 times. Hey, one time that these players
Do it
look
right.
forward, that they look forward all year for. And I think people forget, as players, both sides, whatever, you're doing it once a year.
Yep.
And you're doing it to the people that you're playing at 2 a.m. Like, I get it, but it's like, well, you're gonna play. It's like, dude, you have one tournament 1 year. Like, this is the only nationals this year for you. And we had to play a pro final, pro playoff game at 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was nuts last year. It was definitely a struggle for sure. So,
Um, no, I think though, like, Narch Pro is, I think if we're gonna be real here, Rob Woods is real. Palma Pro is the hardest to win. Narch Pro is the second, and then it's Tours Pro.
yeah,
And to be honest, I think you might even throw Wish Cup in over Tours soon. But I think um, Palma Pro is just it's the pinnacle at the moment. You have a play-in tournament to get into the Palma Pro, which I think notoriously makes it a step above.
yeah,
Arch Pro is the most legendary pro tournament, I think, in the world for roller hockey. I
yeah.
don't think
Agreed.
anything's as historic and as notorious as Narch. You can talk to someone from 20 years ago, and if you told them about Narch Pro this year, they'd be like, you won the World Cup.
Yeah,
Narch and what it has built and what Darren has built is just, it's notorious for being the top of the top and being the pinnacle. Palma Pro, though, is the top. So you have Palma Pro, Narch Pro, and then Tours Pro. I love everybody that they're at Tours. It's not like I'm not knocking you guys. We have a podcast to do, We got to
yeah,
keep in mind, like, we got to be the voice of the people. We have to do something in roller. No one else is, yeah, you got no offsides. He does a great job. He's doing his thing, but we gotta push the pace here. Roller needs it, okay? And we gotta start caring about the people that care about you guys. That's all I
yeah.
gotta say.
And yeah, that's it's a business. Like if you continuously do the bad thing in a business, it shouldn't be like successful. Like, you know what I mean? It's just it's hard to like keep supporting it when it's continuously doing the wrong thing. Like, yeah, at the
Yeah.
end of the
But
day.
anyways, that's Torres Pro's the third, Narch second,
Yeah.
Palma first. Um, Another one here. Let's well, I got a little ahead of myself here.
Yeah, you just went off. I love it.
I'm gonna keep going. I don't even know. People are gonna hate me. All right, here we go. So, well, see, this is what I'm talking about. Either all or no college team should be allowed to offer aid or scholarships or anything. If you want to explain, you probably know who wrote that in. If you want to explain what you mean by that, I would love to know. Does that mean you're choosing to go to a school that doesn't offer it, so therefore you think you're at a disadvantage?
I
Like, yeah,
mean,
I get it,
doesn't
but
make yeah.
also, like, dude, it's not like that's the problem is people don't understand like they want something given to them instead of like putting
Earning
the
it.
work. Yes,
Yeah,
earning it,
earning it.
putting in the
You gotta
work
earn
in.
it. Yeah.
Yes. So, yeah. Anyways, yeah, nice. Um I like the rules to keep rosters as similar as possible for pro. We've always
I
preached
saw
this.
that. Yep.
I think the RDN commission should happen. I think there should be the RDN or something overseas whatever major pro series want to be involved. And I think there should be a committee of people that decide certain rules. And I think there should be a roster lock May 30th, um, or certain dates for certain tournaments
Yeah,
where
it could be
rosters
like a
can't change.
rolling roster lock. Like for tours, it's May 30th. For NCRHA, it's June 30th. For state awards, it's July for whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
Like these rolling locks because you see it's hard to follow, which has always been your biggest point, right? It's hard to follow when you can't build storylines about
How do we grow a sport if we can't follow the sport? And one somebody even like messaged in, I'll say,
I saw that. Yeah.
is if we don't know what's going on. So
Yeah.
like my biggest thing is like why not have a unified system where it's like eliminate the crybabiness of like, oh, he jumped teams. There's no rules. He can do what he wants. So I think there should be an overall
Oh,
commish, should be their overall commission, and there should be a roster lock on it. There should be pretty. I know rules are pretty much the same, pucks are similar, but it all should be the same type of rules, the same type of system, so it eliminates these, whining and crying about the different pro thing. A lot of people say there's no parity in the pro league. The top teams keep winning and stuff. Personally, I think the pro has been more even and more skilled than it's ever have.
yeah. That was
Yeah,
one of the hot takes too. It is like the round robin games, you don't really see the blowouts. Like, yeah, if there's teams that continuously win, they just know how to fucking win. It's not
dude,
easy.
and I
Only
get it.
one team wins.
You see Palma, you see Black Ice, you see Carshield. They're always in the semifinals, championships. Yes, they've won everything the last 3, 4 years. You're not wrong, right? Like I can't argue with that.
Yeah.
Stats, facts are facts. But you got the Border Cats, the teams like you have these teams that are just nasty, that are on the verge that are gonna break. Like
Yeah.
something's gonna give, right? Like I mean, nothing against Palma, but it's like what in 2, 3 years, it's the next guy's up. It's just like how every team is, right? And you saw that when the Border Cats, I think it was, who did they beat in
They
the?
beat Carshield.
They beat Cart. My point exactly. So
Yeah.
it's like,
And they almost beat Palma. Like it was
yeah,
that close. And like and I go back to like the round robins. The round robins are a lot closer than they ever have been. In playoffs, it's a split, honestly. Like, yeah, obviously one team is going to be a favorite over another, but you look at a team like the Border Cats, we've been talking about them for the past few years. They've had games where like with the Wings, they've smoked us and then we've beat them in a shootout. So like it's just hockey. Like the puck bounces some ways sometimes, you know what I mean? So like even, not to compare it to the NHL, but you look like at Dallas, they get blown out by Minnesota and then they win their next game, like a tight game, and now they're winning right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's just
yeah.
hockey. Like you can't say that like these teams continuously in it. Yeah, are they continuously in it? Obviously, but they're built to win. Like
So and then
and you
another
see
example.
go ahead.
I was gonna say another example then to that is if we're gonna say, all right, there is no parity and these teams keep winning and blah blah blah. So wouldn't it make even more sense to have a type of roster lock or that type of thing on there that prevents these players that play for one top team and then go play for this another top team at another tournament?
Yeah.
Like it kind of prevent that and it would have to maybe, hey, if you want to go play at this tournament and if your team's not playing in it, you have to join a free agent, this free agent thing, and then it has to be passed by the commission if who wants to pick you up. And you know what like I think that's
It's like a waiver. It's almost like a waiver wire type of thing, you know what I mean?
exactly. I
So
mean, dude, honestly, they do that in the European League for
yeah,
football, or I mean for
yeah.
soccer. So,
Football.
yeah, football. So, I mean, that's just a just hot take.
Well,
Uh,
and to go back to it, so like we go back to the whole passion about it and being committed to it. Like again, another person who I would consider like somewhat polarizing is like Vince Free, right? Like some people have one feeling about him, some people have another, but he is putting the time in to, and again, like I'm sure money's a part of it, but he's putting the time in to find players to make a roster that competes. Like, and he's
yeah.
someone who's got to, they got to play in through the play-in next year when we're talking about Palma, right? So they got to go through a play-in again and play all these extra games and stuff like that. So it's like, it is doable, but you really do have to work at it, right? Like our coach for the Wings, Hawk, like I'm on the phone with him once a week. He's talking to me about players, talking to me about, stuff like that, like very engaged in it, and he wants to build it to be a team that takes the next step. We're a team that made the semis, we've made quarters, like we're kind of around the mix and just haven't gotten there yet. And it's hard to get there. Like one fucking team wins each one of these tournaments. That's it. It's just one team.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I really do think there's a lot of parity. That was a good hot take that we did get, which was kind of like out of left field because I think some people would heavily disagree with that. So I did like that parody. And you have a lot of young kids coming up too that are starting to break into pro, like the next wave
Yeah,
of kids that are going to be the staples in a few years. So if you
absolutely.
look at pro, it's kind of like an older crowd. Like honestly, you got guys in their early 30s, late 30s. Like it is an older crowd. So eventually, these kids that are coming up here, they're gonna have their time. Right now, these teams that are winning have been there for a while. It's not like
They're
they
gonna,
win
yeah,
overnight. So they've taken time to build it. So
absolutely. Well, we'll do two more hot takes. Okay,
two more.
two more. What you got? One in particular?
You get one, and I'll look for one right now. I'm trying to
Yeah,
stay away from like the pro stuff.
I
So
was gonna go back to college because I
okay.
got this. I just think it's funny, and this is where I've always said, um,
I think I know which one you're going with.
nah, it's a different one. It's a DM,
Oh, okay, okay,
and
okay.
it's a DM to college roller needs a total overhaul. Two D1 divisions because two teams are tough, is soft as heck. Somebody says, absolutely disagree. Lou literally gives academic scholarships for roller hockey players. No other team does that. Impossible to complete with a team recruited for just roller hockey when you're playing with a bunch of off-season ice guys. So you're basically saying you guys are not good at hockey? Or I just don't know what you're saying. It's like you're
Make it
making
make
it
sense.
like I don't know like so I think it'd be easier to recruit without having like I don't know. I'm just so confused by these whole messages about Lindenwood having a scholarship and it's unfair for everyone else. It's like, dude, you guys haven't had the time to build your own school to offer that?
Yeah, like I mean there's like another one that was like need to realize that LU and GCU are bad for the league. Like, well, the reason NCRHA is dying isn't because of two teams. There's plenty
Because
of
you guys don't want to put the work in.
yeah,
You
there's
guys want to do
plenty
the
of
bare
other
minimum and
yeah.
comment on stories and maybe show up, or I don't even know if you coach your teams or do what. I don't think the people that commenting and saying these are not involved in any college hockey.
Yeah.
They're not.
And like so they're not even boots on the ground. And then if you did play college hockey, let's say you're an alumni or something like that of a school, then put your time in and go do it. And if you don't have the time to do it, then shut the fuck up. Like
Exactly.
that's it. That's it. Like just shut up. Like you're not doing anything to help it. So I don't know. Um yeah, I mean this has been heavy college, but I mean it just happened. And I think with the hot take coming a couple days after the nationals concluded, obviously we're that's what it's gonna be a lot about. But
Yeah. No, I
yeah,
just overall, I mean, you guys know how we feel. I just think like, um, if we're gonna sit here, and there's one other hot take we'll say, if we're gonna sit here and we're gonna be like, they're bad for the sport, boo them, boo, 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 they win, boo, boo, boo. Um, then it just seems to me like it's an excuse to not get better and not build a program. Like
it is. It's an excuse.
dude, we've
100%.
like you run a rink, you run programs, teams, you try to build that. I've helped and hey, we have two championships because we left the Parker Prowlers because we knew we were never going to win a championship with them, and we built the Demon Dogs and we won a Pi Hop Pro championship.
There you go.
We woke up at 6 a.m. every Sunday and went and practiced.
Dude,
Put the work in.
The field of dreams, the famous line, if you build it, they will come.
Exactly. But like, and I just feel like a lot of people don't want to build it and they want to complain and be like, oh, well, this just didn't happen. And then they're like, oh, well, you should come here. And they just post one thing on social media and that's it. It's like, dude, you're not even recruiting.
That's not helping.
Like,
That's not
hey,
helping.
hey,
That's just being a
go to
hater.
State Wars. I got an advice. If anybody wants this is free advice, okay? Free advice for all of you guys.
Are
All
you gonna
right.
tell us this for free?
This is free advice for all the schools in Irvine or in just in California. Okay. Take this what you want. Or anybody that is going to NCRHA this year, State Wars or Tours, reach out to State Wars, NCRHA or Tours, let them know, hi, I am with so and so college. I would love to come and set up during the 14s and 16s divisions to help recruit for our college. Would you let me? I am sure I am sure they're not going to charge you a booth fee. And I mean, they might. You know what I mean? I'm lying.
Now they will. Now they
Now they
will.
will.
Now they will.
Reach out and see what they can do for you and see, hey, can I come with a booth and just talk to the 16 and under division for 1 to 2 days, whatever. I've not seen a single school other than Lindenwood and GCU
It's
ever
yeah,
doing that.
yeah. Like you
Ever.
literally had Aiden at Narch the one year, like setting
Walking
up.
around recruiting, trying to
Yeah,
shake hands and kiss babies. It's
he
like,
looked like it looked like he was petitioning to be president of whatever.
I
But
think he was.
again, again, the effort he put in the effort. He built something. He's competing in the past, what was it, 3 years of national championships, right? Not just at one level, at multiple levels. And it's very simple to do if you're that passionate about it and you're one of these guys, because a lot of it comes down to guys who play are also running the teams because it's a club, sport. So if you're that passionate about it and you're complaining about two teams, then fucking do something about it. Then
Yeah.
go
It's
out
like
an extra day to like a tournament, go out a day early, spend $150 to get the hotel room early, whatever, and go spend time at these tournaments. It's awesome to be at the tournament anyway. And
recruit.
these tournaments, recruit, talk to parents,
Dude, the
talk to
schools that have
kids.
the most hockey around them too do zero recruiting. Listen, Skate Safe and Irvine have the most hockey being played in the nation at those rinks. The
Yep.
colleges around there, I are you guys doing anything to recruit like boots on the
No.
ground? Like maybe you are because I'm not
They
there.
have high school leagues, I guess. But
But
like,
no, like what I'm saying is like I've never seen a booth. Like, hey, come check us out. I
yeah,
see bare minimum. We're at the college. Come see us at the club sign up.
yeah, that's not
Oh,
it.
cool, man. They're at like, dude, no. Like
Reach out
that's
to
my
us. Reach out to us. Like if you it really honestly at the end of the day,
if you
like
guys need advice, reach out to me and Anthony. We'll help you build it. Like
we'll be
honestly.
your
Because it
advisor.
seems like you guys all put the bare minimum effort and you guys
Yeah.
keep
We're
like
like
that.
advisor and like counselors.
I'm more than happy because it just seems
We're
like we
always
get
like, oh,
messages about this all the time that these other schools are so much better and they offer this when I don't see anyone doing anything other than showing up to their school when people need to sign up for a club sport and posting a picture and saying, John's here on the campus lawn. Come see him and sign up.
yeah. And it's not just
And
this,
then they're like, we're not going because of Lindenwood. All right.
yeah, like that's
All right.
crazy.
So we're done. I'm done. I'm so
It's
done with
not, and
this.
last thing, it's not just the schools. I think honestly, to call a spade, it's the league as well, right? Like it has been dying a little bit. I remember back in like 2010, I'm really dating myself here. Like we used to have events at Sportsplex, and that thing was running Friday through Sunday, three rinks all
Dude,
day.
yeah.
Like, like just do better at just like
Sorry, we
promoting.
love roller hockey. We're super passionate about it, and
Yeah,
we
but
we just want to see it succeed, and it should be succeeding. But then at on the other side, and we're just talking college roller,
yeah,
we just see so much potential for something that's like, I mean, I'll be completely honest. They didn't post a single picture of the champions.
no, you had to do it.
Well, like even the team photos.
Yeah,
All
like
right,
yeah, it's ridiculous. Like
we're
if
back, and you guys are back. Roller is officially in session. You guys are welcome for the rants. The roller world needed that. We gave it to you guys. And last thing but not least, fuck the troll.
yeah, agreed.